So this video is reviewing multiplication properties. We've gone over this before, but this is just a small review of what each one of them looks like. These are the three hardest properties that we have in class. Commutative property says that if I have 2 times 3, then I also know that 3 times 2 gets the same product. All we're doing is we're flipping the two factors. 2 times 3 equals 6, 3 times 2 equals 6. Now a lot of times we will see it look like this. 2 times 3 we know equals 6, 3 times 2 equals 6, 6 is equal to 6. So we know that they are equal to each other. Means this, remember, equal means same as. So 2 times 3 is the same as 3 times 2. Okay? Associative property says that I can multiply any three numbers or more in any order and still get the same product. So if I have 2 times 2 times 3, I can multiply those in any order and still get the same product. I can do 2 times 2 first and get 4. And then do 4 times 3 and equal 12. Or I could do 2 times 2 times 3. And I could do the 2 and the 3 first. And say, well, 2 times 3 is 6. Then 6 times 2 is 12. Either way, I still have my answer, my product is 12. So any way you multiply them, you still get the same product. That's associative property. Now in associative property, we also see sometimes we have missing numbers in our problem. So I'm going to go over one really quickly. So if I have this, let's see. Running out of room. Okay. So this is my associative property, and they left one blank. Okay. Here maybe they grouped the 3 and the 9. Here they grouped the 9 and the 2. So it doesn't really matter right now where my groups are. Right now I'm looking at my numbers. Well, here I have a 3, a 9, and a 2. Here I have a blank, a 9 and a 2. What number is missing? The 3. I had to move this, make sure that 3 was on both sides. Because remember, equal means same as. This side is the same as this side. Okay? Now, not always are you going to have an equation that looks like this. Sometimes you're going to have to actually work the problem out to find the missing number. But let's move on to distributive property. Distributive property usually tells me that I can take a big multiplication problem like 6 times 6, and I can break it down into 2 smaller multiplication problems. So let's see, I can do 6 times 3 and 6 times 3. I can take those 2 multiplication problems and make the multiplication problem 6 times 6 when I add these 2 together. If you don't remember this one, there is a video on distributive property. Double check and take a look at it. This is one of our most difficult areas that we have. Again, this is just a strategy to solve these problems. It is not the only answer or the only way to solve these problems. But this is just one way to solve it. So that's a reminder of what distributive property looks like. Now, in distributive property, sometimes we're going to have the missing number, just like we did up here. So if I have the problem, let's see, 7 times 10 minus 7 times 1. Remember, this is a parentheses. Okay? Now, the best way to do this is to work out the problem. 7 times 10 is 7. 7 times 1 is, 7 times 10 is 70, isn't it? 7 times 1 is 7. So then I need to subtract the 2 groups. 70 minus 7 is 63. Okay? So that's how you work out the problem. Well, sometimes we may have this problem look a little bit different. Sometimes we may have it look like this. Now that looks like a lot. But remember, we have to take it in pieces. We cannot look at all these numbers and get confused. We have to take it in pieces. Remember, we look inside the parentheses first. Try to do what's inside the parentheses. 7 times 10. Okay, 7 times 10 I remember is 70. Do this parentheses. 7 times 1. 7 times 1 is 7. Okay, now I need to remember to subtract those two. So 70 times 7 is 63. Okay, so I figured out this side of the equal sign. Now I need to figure out this side of the equal sign. I need to do 7 times what? Well, 7 times what equals 63. Since I found this side, I know my answer is 63. So I need to think of a number that would equal 63. 7 times what equals 63? Well, I can think of a fact family. 7 times what equals 63? Or 63, opposite of multiplication, divided by 7 equals what? Okay? So this kind of gives you an idea, and of course our answer is 9. Okay? So I hope that kind of gives you a little bit more of an idea of what a distributive, associative, and commutative properties look like. I know they're confusing. I know it takes a lot of practice. Again, this is not the only way to solve this problem, but they will help you, and you may see some of these later on, so it's good to kind of be exposed to them and understand a little bit of how they work. I hope this helps. Take a look at it again if you don't understand it, or look for other videos that might help you.